All right, welcome everybody. If you're just joining us, this is Abi Kachik. I'm your host for the day, and I'd like to introduce our featured speaker for the day, which is none other than Mr. Michael Huggins. Now, before getting started with Renatus, Michael was drowning in student debt. He was barely able to make his monthly payments, and at some point he started to realize that most of his payments were going towards just paying down his interest, and he knew if he was just going to continue down that path, he would never be able to pay it off. He was working two low-wage jobs and really felt like a dog in a cage. He had to find a way out. Started looking into other income generation activities, and after a few failed attempts, he finally found Renatus. And initially, because of his, failed attempts in the past with other programs, his girlfriend at the time, Vanessa, she said, no, I don't think you should do this. But Vanessa ended up becoming one of his strongest supporters. And now, whenever we introduce them, we don't just introduce Michael alone. Whenever we're giving out awards in this organization, it's always Michael and Vanessa Huggins. Now, after Renatus, Michael became 100% committed to the process. He plugged into the system. He started doing real estate deals. And we fast forward to today. Michael is a seven-figure income earner, the number one income earner at Renatus, and we're fortunate enough to have him share his lessons that he's learned along the way. So I'd like to introduce our speaker for the day, Mr. Michael Huggins. Michael, how are you today?
Good morning. I'm doing fantastic. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Wealth Wednesday. Another beautiful day. Time to get to work. And I'm just pulling up my PowerPoint here. Thanks, Abi, for the nice intro. And all right, we got over 60 people here this morning. Perfect. Well, welcome, everybody. We are going to get started. Hey, just a quick reminder, get the message out to more of your folks that we're on the Wealth Wednesday webinar. It's time to get started. Inspire them. See, most people don't need new directions necessarily. They just need reminders. So let's get good at reminding people. And if you have kids, you probably know the same, right? You already taught them a million times. So you don't need to teach them something new. They just need reminders. All right. So just munching on some blueberries this morning. You know, blueberries are your friend. They want to see you succeed in health. All right. Now I'm the host. Okay, so I had a few ideas for what we should be covering today. We wanted to make sure that we're addressing anything that you guys need. So before I bring up my agenda, is there anything you guys want to ask or get covered or get clarity on before we move forward? Anything about nationals, anything about the intensive we just had, anything about things coming up? All right, well, if there's no questions, I guess that means we're doing a good job. All right, good morning, everyone. As you guys are jumping in, I'm pulling up the PowerPoint here. We're going to hit some training. I wanted to make sure that we don't leave anybody behind. Okay. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to spend a week, how to spend a profitable week. I just want to check on one thing real quick as we're all jumping in here. So, hey, have you guys ever been to a Super Saturday when they put up a picture and it says, all right, guys, go ahead and text this number to, or text this word to this number. And then you see people pull out their phone and take a picture of the text instructions. Have you guys ever seen that before? You know what I'm talking about, right? It says, hey, text Extreme Plus to 41411, and they're like, whoa, I should take a picture of that, right? So the other day, I went home and I was like, guys, what is going on? How are people still doing this? So I decided, what if, you guys tell me, what if when I put that slide up and it says, hey, text this word to this number, what do you think about this? I put this up here next to the instruction. Do you think that would work? Do you think that'd be silly? Do you think it'd be, you think that'd get the point across? Or do I put up this one? This would be funny too. It says, please no photos. You'll need your phone to text Extreme Plus to 41411. Oh my goodness, I am just amusing myself. That is funny. All right, cool. I think I'm going to start using that one. That's funny. Okay, here's what we're going to get into. We're going to get into a PPT. I got a PowerPoint for you, and I just want to talk about how we use our calendar and how we use our tools to make sure that we're sticking to a productive week, because guess what? So many other things want your time and attention, but your business is what deserves it. So, before we do that, I want to have someone come out real quick. Her name is Anna Lopez. Hopefully she can come off of mute, because we just enrolled a combo for her, and she just became 5-star about 2 months ago, and then just made a sale practically on her own. I didn't help her with any of the follow-up, really anything. So I was wondering, Anna, if you're available to come off of mute and just share a little bit about how you found the lead, what you did with their exposure process, the objections that came up, and how you ultimately got their order in. So are you able to come off of mute and talk about that for a minute? Anna? Hello, hello. Maybe not. Oh. Anna? No. All right, well, basically, she made money following the system. The system works, guys. Just work the system, and the system works. Does anyone have a story real quick that they want to share about a recent enrollee that they made? Just so something we could all learn from.
Yeah, this is Kai. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, he does, and that's why he gets mad when we lose.
Yeah, we'll have Kai go, and then Anna.
He'll come sit down, and it's like he's got his filth all around him, but he's like, motherfucker, who moved that? Where is my check? And it's all like,
What
Go
is
ahead,
that?
Kai.
All right, cool. So, we had a gentleman by the name of Jeff Brooks. He actually was enrolled. So the way that got set up is he would start out as my learning partner. And we got to the point where he was like, I really think that I can do this. And Jeff is a really amazing individual. He always thinks of ways to better do things and so on and so forth. But he's seen that once he became his own IMA and had his own education, he could also share with other people. So he's looking to reach out to Oklahoma and start a market out there with Renata. So it works. It wasn't that difficult. So we got him to the point where he felt comfortable knowing where to go, how to navigate his back office, how to navigate other things, and doing the training that Bob actually offers on the website for the let's see, I think it's, I don't know, I can't even tell you exactly where it's located, but With that being said, that was my sale. So this one was an essentials package. We're both he's looking to upgrade to the combo here as soon as it's fine. Well, possibly this month, later on this month. So yeah.
Cool, man. Good job. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, congrats. All right, Anna, are you able to come off real quick and tell us how your last sale went, what you did to find it, and how to overcome objections? You're in a position to share that now? Maybe. Maybe, baby. Okay. Well, thanks, Kai.
Hey, Michael.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Anna. Welcome to the
Sorry,
call.
I was trying to find my mute button.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, go ahead and share.
Good morning, everybody. So my last sale, I had contacted a friend. I knew it's a warm market. I contacted her a year ago, and she finally came last month. And she was excited. She brought her husband, her cousin, because she even mentioned, why hadn't I done this when you told me? But, I said it wasn't the right time, so no, it's a good time. She actually was in. It was just finding the money, and we signed her up for a combo this past weekend. So it was just not the right time for her that, a year ago, so she says. But, she's in, she's excited, and we're just going to start working with her.
Hey, Michael.
Hello? Oh. Mike, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead, Pete. What do you got?
I was saying my greatest asset for my last combo was you utilizing my 5-star to answer questions the new person had that I wasn't able to answer because he had a unique situation being a physical therapist driving over northern Utah. So my 5-star was a big impact on my last combo sale.
Well, tell us how you were doing follow-ups, like how, because your sale took several months too. So tell us how you did your follow-up.
I just basically kept him in the loop, let him know there's important things going on, like big functions and things like that. And when his schedule allowed, he would show up and watch them because he had a background. His parents and grandparents both made a lot of money in real estate, but he was really busy doing his home physical therapy, so his schedule was really screwed up. So he'd come when he could, and he was really interested. And because of your, answering his questions intelligently, he knew this was for him. He just had to wait till the timing was right. Hello?
Cool. Well, that's a beautiful thing, guys. And now he's the proud owner of a combo. Cash combo, baby. Cool. Well, good job.
Yeah, he came to the onboarding class. He's really impressed by all the onboarding stuff he got just for signing up.
Yeah, man. Congratulations. So, Pete, you're awesome. Anna, great work. Kai, good job. You guys, it doesn't matter where you're at, where you're coming from. If you are here and you want to help people and you want to take care of people, then naturally sales will happen. Kai is interested in helping people. Pete, Anna, and all of you guys on the line, they didn't think about their paychecks first. When you listen to these 3 stories, did you notice how none of them talked about how much money they made? Right? They all talked about what their customer is getting, what their customer is learning, why their customer is excited. They didn't talk at all about what they got. They didn't say, I got a $10,000 check or anything like that. So even though we talk a lot about money, even more important is our customers' lives. Are they improving? Are they getting better? Are we helping them? And it's an outstanding, yes, we are. We are changing lives for the better. So I'm sure if we spent more time, we could unmute all of you and have you guys share some stories about how you're impacting people's lives with this program. But that's what we're here to do. We're here to impact people's lives, and because of that impact, we get money. And then with that money, we can choose to make another impact and keep the cycle going. It is freaking awesome. We are so lucky, guys, that we are working inside of this and not our craptacular jobs. Or if we still have our jobs, we're working out of them. It's working. Okay. So I got an interesting message from somebody without a name. I'm wondering if you might know of ways to help. I'm trying to get money for my national. So far I've got 9 commitments for this week, but I'm unable to enter them because I'm not at the moment. Tap down. What could I have? Who's your 5-star? Because your 5-star is going to get all this money from you putting in all these sales. So talk to your 5-star. Let's figure it out. And if I'm your 5-star, then just shoot me a text. Let's make it happen. Okay, here's what we're going to talk about today. As we're getting warmed up, welcome everybody. We're going to talk about using our time wisely, using tools, what we should be putting on our calendar. And I think it's important for a couple reasons. One, I want to make sure you guys are being efficient with your time and energy, but also almost every follow-up, someone has either a major or a minor concern about how much time this is going to take. So, are you a good example of how much time this takes or not? Because your customer is wondering. The customer will happily pay if they just understood the time. And now, if you are a crappy example of how much time it takes, they're not going to want to do what you do, right? But if you're kicking back, relaxing when you want to, but working when you want to, and things are under your control, then of course they want to copy you. You know, 9 out of 10 employees don't have any control over their time. So if you start controlling your time, you become attractive, you become unique, and people will do what you say. So let's make sure we're using our time wisely, shall we? Okay. So I recommend a law of attraction planner. Now, a lot of you guys and gals will say, well, my calendar's on Google Calendar or iCalendar. Okay, great. Maybe you're at every appointment you should be at, but are you making the money you want? And are you adding the value you know you should be adding? Most of the successful people I know use a paper planner. It doesn't matter how old they are, how young they are, how much money they make, but if life is in their control, it's a paper planner. The people who are a little chaotic with their energy, right? Maybe they're really busy, but it doesn't feel like it's in control. Those are the people I see either operating off of memory or a to-do list, not a calendar, or they're just stacking their digital calendar with appointments, but no planning. So with all those crazy things I've seen, I just stick to my paper calendar. Okay, I just had a meeting last night with one of my IMAs working on getting 5-star, and guess what both of us did? We both pulled out paper calendars. This is what we do. So here's some points about your paper calendars. In case you haven't been writing them down this way, here's how I recommend you build your calendar. So first, begin on Sunday and use a pencil. You're going to have to make some edits throughout the week. Then, while you're looking at this blank calendar, start adding in the networking opportunities that you're going to go to. Then add in all the briefings and trainings and calls and webinars. Then add pay time. Now remember, pay time is on the phone or in front of prospects. You're going to need at least 4 hours of pay time a week. Okay? Then you're going to add your advertising and prospecting times. Right? Do you go out and do drop cards? Do you go out and go to expo events? Are you making Facebook campaigns. What are you doing? Don't do that during paytime. You do that at night, right? You do that when you can't talk to people. Then you go and build your funnels and your email campaigns. But still put it on your calendar. Add lunches and breaks. Any other work activities, if you still have a JOB, put that in there. Then use the sides. Use the sides and start analyzing what you're doing. There's a page also for analysis every month. There's some introspective questions you'll be asking yourself. Then use the prioritizing sections for each week and make sure that, yes, these things are all important, but which one is the priority? Okay. And real quick on that word priority, don't fool yourself into thinking you have multiple priorities. It doesn't make sense. There's no way to have your top 5 priorities. The word priority means one. It's the top. It's the most important. So you can't, let's be accurate. Don't say I have 7 priorities this week. It's not a thing. Priority means one. Okay. Above each day, write down the goal for that day and the reward for that day. And then habit tracker. At the bottom of the Law of Attraction planner, most planners, there's a habit forming tracker graph thingy. You can say, all right, today I looked at my goals. Today I touched my toes. Today I expressed gratitude. Today I told my family I love them. Today. You just make a good habit of these new things. Now here's how I spread it out. Monday through Saturday. This is a $500,000 a year schedule. The people who make $500,000 and up in our company, this is their schedule. Notice how it's not 40 hours. Let's go through it. Some of you are on the phone. But some of you that are doing the webinar, take a screenshot of this and go and copy it. Go copy me. You don't need to add your own flair to it. Just copy me. Go make some money. Okay, so on Monday, prospecting calls. 2 to 3 hours, attend a networking event, and watch the founder's webinar. Well, we did that on Monday. Tuesday, attend a networking group, set 2 to 3 appointments, and do some calls. Well, I got with my IMAs yesterday, like I said, and we spent a couple hours making calls. Wednesday, here we are today, confirming appointments. So we're going to start sending out our texts. Hey, you got my email. Hey, look forward to meeting you. By the way, there's going to be this cool guy at the meeting. See you soon. Tend to network in a group. Run any one-on-ones. Right? If people want to have one-on-ones on Wednesdays, happens a lot because we meet them Wednesday. And then they go, well, I need a week to think about it, and then I'll come follow up. Okay, so let's do our one-on-ones during the day. Then we go to our 4 pillars at night. Then on Thursday, we confirm more appointments, making sure we're going to have our nice full Thursday of one-on-ones, and then we go to the follow-up. And then Friday is confirming one-on-ones and putting out some advertising, whatever that is. And then Saturday is attending the Super Saturday, the house tour and intensive, and then putting out more ads. This is a productive part-time schedule. Pretty awesome. Okay, Ravi, I will talk to my peeps about making it online. But right now our onboarding is basically like for the Denver team. And then the rest of the onboarding is just plugging them into like the 41411. But here's what I'll do. Maybe what I'll do is I'll get our onboarding director. Ooh, let me make a note. Making notes. The onboarding director, maybe she'd come out and do a little example training for us on the webinar next week. Cool. I love ideas. Remember the thing about ideas? You have to write them down. They don't stay in your head. All right, cool. I'll let you know, Robbie. Thanks for the suggestion. All right, Jeremy, you got a question?
Sure.
No? You sound like you're excited, but I'm going to put you back on.
No, I didn't. I didn't realize I had my mute button off.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, dude, I've been sitting here trying to like structure down the calendar time, the breakdown time, and I never even thought to just say, "Hey, Michael, can I see how you break down your calendar?" And I was like, well, anytime I start to get to a place where I'm like, well, what do I do here? It might be a good opportunity just to send a message, say, hey, how do you handle this situation?
Yeah.
And, and then the next question that I had, and Robbie, I love you putting that in there, is making sure that we've got a structured way to handle onboarding going into nationals and then coming out of nationals. So it was more like just a like V8 moment of, oh, I should have, and I'm glad that I'm glad I'm here on this call to hear that. And for looking at what's coming ahead, it's always, it's engaging and invigorating, and I love where you look from. And I think that's the thing that I try when I dial in the mornings. It's not so much for the content, but I'm looking where you're looking from. And I really appreciate that. So thank you.
Yeah, man. Happy to help. I'm glad you're listening with a different set of eyes and ears. Listening with eyes. Different perspective. Cool. Yeah, man. And that's the thing about our community, right? If you have a question, you just ask. How do you spend your Mondays? How do you spend your Tuesdays? So you're right, Jeremy. We got your back. And somehow the universe unmuted you so you could share that. All right. So ultimately, the question you need to answer is, how are you investing your 168? What does 168 represent? What does that mean? See, most people think 40. They think 40. They think, all right, it's 40 hours this week, and that's a full week. And if I only get 35 this week, that's not a full week. But if I did 45, oh man, I did way more than a full week. That's how employees think, but employees are broke, frustrated, and confused, and on a treadmill. So let's not be fooled into thinking in that construct. Let's think through, how are you investing your 168? Right? 24 times 7 is 168, baby. So let's be clear on 12-day pay cycles. I have July's up here. But let's go back and look. I'll just pull up this calendar real quick. So we go look at March. What is the last payday in March? Let me put my calendar here. New share, calendario. Okay, calendar, where is it? There it is. Boom. Okay, so now you can see, or maybe, no? There we go. What? New share, calendar. There we go. Okay, so here's March. As you can see, I do something every day. So when is the last payday for March? Okay, well, let me help you with something. We get paid on Tuesdays and Fridays. So the last payday in March would be, there you go, Anna knows because she puts in orders. The 29th, there we go. Okay, so if the 29th is the last day to get paid, which that's kind of cool, right? At Nationals, we'll get paid. Okay, if that's the case, and we have a 12-day pay cycle, then when do we need to enter the order by in March in order to get paid on the 29th? Well, okay. All right. We'll get some answers here. 16 or 17. Right. So if you can call corporate on the 16th and have them verify signatures, yeah, but they're not there on Saturday. So Melissa's right. It would be on the 15th. So if you put an order on the 15th, and let's say you end up doing it in the evening, just shoot me a text and I'll have corporate verify signatures. We can definitely get something done if it's late Friday, but trying to get them to work on the weekends, not so much. So Melissa's right. The 15th, we put an order on the 15th, then we will for sure get paid by the 29th. Now we could put their order in on the 15th and put their signatures in. Then they can go to get funded online. And maybe all of the week, the 17th through the 23rd, they're just dealing with credit nerds and getting cards in the mail. And then the credit cards show up in the mail on the 26th or 27th or 28th. Guess what? Even if they show up on the 29th and we put the money in by the actually, no, it need to be the 28th. We put the money in by midnight on the 28th, then the 29th morning, commission kicks out. Okay. Cool. So Chuck just shared real quick to reinforce what we're doing here. He said he watched a video yesterday about 168 and how you get your mind to believe that you have the time to do important things. See, part of you keeps thinking you don't have the time, don't have the time, don't have the time, and then you act like it, and then you don't have the time. You're right. So, yeah, Chuck, if you have the link to share, you want to drop it in here? Some people are interested. Okay. So it's a 12-day pay cycle. We talked about that. Now the event sequence. Here's what we're going to be doing. This is typical, but this is not mandatory. You can go in any order, but this is just generally what I see working for successful IMAs. We do the house tours, cash recovery parties, and then we get into the 4 or 5 pillars. After that, they're invited to the funding workshop or a one-on-one, depending how your system is set up. And then from here, we invite all guests, students, clients, colleagues, everybody to the intensives and Super Saturdays. And then to the national convention, the regional conferences, and the leaders retreat out of the country. So take a quick screenshot of this and just know you should be moving every one of your clients through this process. If they're not coming to funding workshops, you're probably not making money. If they're not coming to intensives, your team probably isn't growing exponentially. Right? You could be growing it yourself, but we want to have the leverage factor of what Renatus has been designed to do. So congrats to Austin Trail, real quick. Just want to put that out there. He just had his first roll-up sale. So he made his little team, right? He got qualified. He made a team. He has 3 people on his team, and you're showing them how to go be productive. And one of those people went and made a sale. So Austin just got a roll-up sale. So it's like a new evolution in your business when you start getting roll-up sales. Well, Austin still has to move that person through onboarding and help them get started. But he's at the intensives. He's at the Super Saturdays with his team, not by himself. And so his team sees the work necessary. And now his team goes and gets sales and he benefits. Well, then everyone benefits, but he also benefits. So make sure you're not skipping Super Saturdays, and make sure you're insisting that your team be at Super Saturday, not just you. Okay. I remember I had an IMA once who thought that I was supposed to go to Super Saturdays and I was supposed to watch founders webinars, and then I was supposed to give him the notes and give him the instruction because he was busy on Saturday hiking and this and that. I'm like, no, dude. He's like, I might as well be, sleeping in your bed and eating your food and driving your car. I'm not doing everything for you. This is stupid. So obviously he doesn't make any money, but the other IMAs that use these intensives and Super Saturdays not only for themselves but for their team get to see team income. So congrats, Austin. Way to go. Okay, so quickly remind yourself to subscribe to the business builder in your area, wherever that ends up being. If you're in Utah, subscribe there. If you're in Denver, subscribe here. If you're in Phoenix, subscribe there. Wherever you're at, hop onto the business builder, because that money is going towards creating events and spaces for you and your team to grow. So another way of looking at it, as you're moving people through the system, House Tour CRP cash flow. So remember, we're doing a CRP with Mark Kohler on the 28th in Salt Lake City. Then we invite them to 4 pillars, to the follow-up. Then they come to intensive Super Saturdays, onboarding, and then back to nationals. So we're going to do something a little out of the ordinary with the CRP. We're going to go straight from a CRP invitation all the way to a national invitation. I'm just going to kind of skip a few of these because it's right there. It's nationals. Okay, pretty exciting stuff. So then we can get into some lead generation. But I want to make sure that everyone is aware of the amazing workshop that we're going to be doing this Saturday here in Denver. Did you guys know it's Super Saturday? Did you know? Well, in case you didn't, in Denver, we do our Super Saturday on the 3rd Saturday of every month. 3rd Saturday of every month, no matter what, this is what we do. So here we are in March. Oh my goodness, the 3rd Saturday. There it is, Denver Super Saturday. What is this? Sarah. Nice. So you got 2 options. The Denver team is growing. So up in Longmont, Sarah will be streaming Mark's Chicago intensive, while at the same time, the guy that runs the Chicago office will be in the Denver office, telling us how he grew a gigantic office. So it's my preference, of course it's your choice, but it's my preference that you come to Super Saturday and you learn how to make a giant office like what Scott has in Chicago to be able to stream all of the nation. So how did he do it? How did he grow it? All of that's going to be uncovered at the Super Saturday this Saturday. So if you're on the Business Builder subscription, then your $50 a month includes the Super Saturday, plus any amount of guests that you want to bring to Super Saturdays. Did you know you can bring guests to Super Saturdays? Did you know that if you bring guests to Super Saturdays, you'll make more money? Because that's where they get to see the business behind the business. More trust is built, and people do business with people they trust. So it's all about building trust. So get subscribed to that. Plug in at 10 to 3. So it's a quick training. We're going to take an hour for lunch break. But everybody needs to come see what Scott's doing. He has the most people on his team. Several thousand people all over the nation. He's got the most people on the pit team. He's got the most people doing deals. He's building it up big. So move your calendar. Make sure you're there. Bring all of your guests. Bring all of your guests. Bring all of your guests. Did I mention bring all of your guests? Now look at this calendar is being built out. It's incredible. This used to be just Wednesdays and Thursdays. It's getting better. Okay, so there's also, what is this? Cool, it looks like Esther is hosting a cash flow next Tuesday as well. So if you guys want to plug into that. Awesome. Right over there on Colorado. Cool. Okay, it's growing, guys. This is incredible. So make sure you're at Super Saturday. Super Saturday is so important. I don't miss Super Saturday. You don't miss Super Saturday. Nobody should miss Super Saturday. It's super. You got to be there. So, are there any questions about upcoming Super Saturday? How to maximize? I mean, obviously, you need to have guests there. If your guests are there for a second exposure, it's going to be way better for them than if it's a first exposure. Just saying. Just saying. Okay, Supersat 3/16, 10 to 3 p.m. Yeah, so next Tuesday, what is that, the 19th, I believe. 19. Yeah, the 19th. That's the Women's Financial Freedom Cash Flow. All right, cool. Thanks, Chuck. Chuck just put in the chat box the link to the video he found about how to use your time wisely. But he's right, man. It's 168. We've got to protect it. If you don't protect it, people will want to take it. So Super Saturday, if you guys could think of a nice little gift or some, Colorado themed type of gift that we could give to Scott, so when he goes home, he's got, whatever Colorado's famous for with him. Yeah, let's give him a little gift. That guy hustles like crazy. In case you don't know, let me just tell you a little bit more about Scott, in case you don't know. So he's from Chicago. Okay. He's been a real estate investor for either 12 or 13 years now. He now has over 120 rental properties that cash flow. He's also a seven-figure producer. Okay. Now, one thing that's really special about Scott is he is an award-winning trainer. Okay, it's not that he's just good at doing the information, but he's really good at sharing and teaching the information. So he's an award-winning trainer. Okay. He drives a Lamborghini. I think that's important to mention to some people. But one other thing that he does is he spends basically 5 days a week building up the team. So on Monday, he's in one city and he's building up a team for that. Then Tuesday morning, he gets on a new plane, new city. Wednesday, same thing. Then by Thursday, he's back in Chicago. Then he does his Friday follow-up. And then Saturday, he's at Super Saturday. So he sometimes in a week is in 4 or 5 different cities. And he's been doing this for the last 2 years, building up this entire Renatus Nation. So while he's been doing that, he's consistently earning over $50,000 a month just from the marketing side of what we do. Not $50 a month, $50,000 a month just from a marketing business. Consistently for years, he's a $50,000 a month earner. And then he takes that money and puts it into rentals, and then he tells people about the rentals, which will then, he goes to all these cities, and this is all just team sales. This is not personal production. So he is here to help people grow teams. So he's got the largest team in Denver. Not in Denver, in the U.S. As far as Renatus is concerned, he's got the largest team. So we want to focus here in Denver this Saturday on team building. Well, there are some of you who suck at team building, and you should be in Denver with us, right? If you're in Phoenix or Vegas or Salt Lake or Idaho or Kansas, wherever, Scott's coming to spend a whole day with us. He's the one that taught me everything. Yeah, he's one of my mentors. He's not my 5-star, but he's my mentor. So he's taught me a bunch of stuff. So the key is we don't want to travel every city like he does. We want the 50 grand a month like he has. But there's a certain way he talks to his teams and how he gets it. So we're going to be spending this Saturday on it. Now, if you have guests, by all means, invite them. Just make sure you give them proper expectations. Even though we're going to be receiving a training from a millionaire real estate investor, it is not real estate investing training. Does that make sense? So when you're talking to people, say, hey, there's a workshop taught by a real estate millionaire this Saturday. If you don't clarify the expectation, they might think it's a real estate workshop. We don't want that. We want them there, but we don't want them to have the wrong expectation. So the right expectation is, here's what I tell people. You're going to develop the skills on Saturday to learn how to run a 6-figure business from home. So that's one thing that we're going to be doing, how to run a 6-figure business from home. Okay? That's what we're going to be focusing on. We're going to be focusing on a success philosophy, because it doesn't matter if you got all the right things on your calendar, but if you have the wrong philosophy, wrong attitude, hard work won't make it happen. So we're going to make sure we have the success philosophy, and we're going to be training, in the cash flow quadrant, right? We've got the holy crap, I haven't written this out in forever. ESBI, employee, self-employed, business owner, investor. So we're going to be focusing a lot on business owner and investor, but investing in our business, not investing in real estate. Okay, so we're going to be focusing a lot on that. And basically how to take control. Scott is in 100% control of his money, his time, his schedule, his business. So when you're meeting people that don't have control, that's another thing we're going to be talking about: how to take control, how to build a business, how to run a 6-figure business from home, and have a success philosophy, and how to integrate fun while you're doing it. The guy is all about fun. He takes several vacations a year. He drives fun cars. He does fun things. He attracts fun people. He's just fun. So if we can incorporate fun into business, and of course, we're going to do more business. So proper expectations, how to run a 6-figure business from home, right? How to be an entrepreneur, how to close that gap, how to get out of being an employee and get into being a business owner. So are there any questions about this Saturday here in Denver, what to expect? This is overall important for Super Saturdays for all of you, but then here for Denver especially, with how fresh we are as a team. All these team building exercises have extra priority on them. So make sure you're there. Make sure you're there. Make sure you have a guest there. Make sure all of your IMAs are there. You should spend a little bit of time today getting all your IMAs there. And then tonight when we're at the meeting, again, talk to all IMAs. Hey, are you registered for Saturday? You registered? You're going to be there? You're going to be there? Even if they can only come for the session before lunch or the session after lunch. If they can't stay all day, get there. Okay, it's going to be awesome. All right, I got a follow-up call that I have to make in 2 minutes, so I'm going to go get ready for that. Well, you guys are awesome. Chuck, thanks for sharing the link. Anna, and Kai, and Pete, congrats on all your sales. Jeremy, thanks for coming off mute, sharing a little bit about staying coachable. This interaction is awesome, guys. We are a team. It's teamwork makes a dream work. So stay focused. Let's get there together. We'll see you guys at Super Saturday and at Nationals. Bye, everybody.